Travis Kelce isn't just a Super Bowl winning tight end, he's a man who knows exactly how to treat the woman he loves. And recently, he reminded the world that real romance isn't dead. Taylor Swift fans known passionately as Swifties couldn't stop buzzing about a tender moment that took place when the couple arrived at a high-end restaurant for what seemed like a quiet, personal dinner. While the flashing cameras and the air of celebrity surrounded them, it wasn't any of that glamour that truly stood out. What captured hearts was something far simpler and more authentic. Kelce, without any fanfare or hesitation, stepped out of their vehicle, walked over to Taylor's side, and opened her car door with the kind of grace and care that feels rare in today's fast-paced world. He gently helped her out, took her hand, and together, they walked inside not as stars putting on a show, but as to people genuinely in love. And that's exactly what made the moment so powerful. What made this gesture resonate even more deeply was how effortlessly natural it felt. In an era where many celebrity relationships are dominated by PR stunts and over-the-top displays, this was different. This was real. It wasn't about creating a viral moment, it was about showing respect and admiration in its purest form. For Taylor Swift, a woman who has navigated the complexities of love under the harsh glare of the spotlight for years, this kind of sincere treatment struck a special chord with fans. Swifties, who have followed her highs and lows through every lyric and headline, saw something truly meaningful in that simple action. They weren't just witnessing a door being opened, they were witnessing the care and attention that defines a healthy, loving relationship. It was a quiet reminder that sometimes the most romantic things aren't shouted from rooftops, they're whispered through gestures. There's a kind of beauty in the way Travis and Taylor have chosen to share parts of their relationship with the world. Despite being among the most recognizable people on the planet, they haven't cloaked themselves in exclusivity or secrecy. Instead, they've let the world in just enough to see the authenticity of their bond. And that's what makes these little moments hit so hard. They're not polished or forced, they're simply real. When Taylor smiled up at Travis after he opened her door, when he gently guided her inside the restaurant, those tiny windows into their world told us more than any interview ever could. It reminded people that love, when it's true and unguarded, doesn't need a script. It just needs to people who care. What's also compelling is how refreshingly drama-free their relationship appears to be. In a culture where celebrity couples often burn fast and bright before fizzling out in the headlines, Travis and Taylor seem to be moving to a different rhythm, one rooted in mutual respect and emotional maturity. Sure, no relationship is perfect, and they're not immune to the pressures of public life. But from what fans can see, they're handling those challenges with a sense of calm and unity. Their love story isn't driven by spectacle or scandal, it's grounded in sincerity. And that's something people are craving more than ever right now. Watching them together feels less like watching a Hollywood romance and more like witnessing something genuine and lasting. It's the kind of connection that quietly inspires people to believe in love again. As their story continues to unfold, fans are growing more invested, not because it's sensational, but because it's heartfelt. There's something incredibly powerful about seeing the people who could easily be swept up in fame and ego instead choose humility and grace. For Travis Kelce, opening a door for Taylor Swift might have taken just a few seconds, but in that brief gesture, he communicated volumes. He reminded the world that love doesn't always need to shout. Sometimes it just needs a quiet act of care. Taylor Swift, after years of singing about heartbreak and hope, seems to have found a partner who walks beside her with intention, not just through red carpets, but through life's quieter corridors. And for the fans watching from afar, that's a story worth holding onto. The tenderness in Travis Kelce's actions didn't just warm hearts. It reignited a conversation about modern chivalry. In a time where dating norms have shifted and gestures, like opening a door, are sometimes labeled as outdated, Kelce's move felt both nostalgic and necessary. It was a quiet reminder that small acts of respect and attentiveness still matter. That the basics, looking out for your partner, being present, making them feel seen, are far from old-fashioned. In fact, they're timeless. Fans from all age groups, not just die-hard Swifties or football followers, saw in that moment a universal truth. Kindness and love go hand in hand. The best relationships are built on consistency in the small things, not just grand gestures. Even those who were previously skeptical of this high-profile romance had to admit there's something genuine here. Travis isn't just acting the part of a good boyfriend for public approval. He's living it. Time and time again, he's shown that he's willing to protect Taylor's peace, respect her space, and celebrate her wins. No matter how big or small, that kind of consistency doesn't go unnoticed. It builds trust, not just between them, but with the public watching their love grow. Taylor's past relationships have often been headline fodder filled with ups and downs. But with Travis, things seem grounded, stable, and refreshingly real. It's not about shock value, it's about sincerity, and in today's entertainment landscape, that's incredibly rare. What's also touching is how seamlessly their worlds have blended. Taylor Swift, a global music icon, and Travis Kelce, an NFL powerhouse, come from two very different corners of fame, but instead of clashing, their paths seem to complement each other. Travis has embraced Taylor's universe without hesitation, attending concerts, singing along in the stands, and cheering her on. Meanwhile, Taylor's been spotted in the stands at Chiefs games, proudly wearing his number and celebrating his team. There's mutual support, a shared willingness to be part of each other's journeys, and fans can't help but admire the balance they maintain. There's no power struggle, just mutual admiration and a desire to see the other shine. Of course, the world they live in is anything but normal. They're followed by paparazzi, dissected in the tabloids, and constantly trending on social media. Yet, even under that intense microscope, they manage to carve out real moments that aren't dictated by the spotlight. The quiet date night, the subtle hand-holding, the exchange looks, it all builds a narrative of a couple choosing love, not performance. It's these intimate fragments of their lives that keep people invested. Fans aren't just watching for entertainment. They're rooting for the kind of relationship that proves real love can survive, even thrive under the public gaze. And every time Travis does something thoughtful like that car door moment, it only deepens the belief that what they have is special. Ultimately, Travis and Taylor's relationship is becoming more than a celebrity pairing, it's a modern love story people are emotionally connected to. Not because it's perfect or flashy, but because it feels relatable at its core. Their romance isn't just about red carpets or VIP events. It's about choosing each other in the quiet in-between moments. And for fans who followed Taylor's music and Travis's football journey, seeing them happy together feels like watching two separate dreams converge into one. It's wholesome, heartwarming, and refreshingly real, and that's exactly what makes it so captivating.